Okay, so let's try this again. I think before my screen wasn't moving, and so I want to make sure that you guys have the right information. So we're going to try this one more time. I want you guys to have this information in here, especially for those of you who come back and watch live. So sorry about that, you guys that were on live. Try and join again. So week 3, we're talking about probiotics and why we need them. So remember that our digestive system is populated with lots of microbes, and they are very valuable in the digestive process. So when we are in our mother's womb, our guts are sterile. And when we're born through the vaginal canal, we actually receive our mother's gut flora, and that populates our gut. And it's actually how our gut starts to recognize the difference between good and bad bacteria. We have over 1,000 different species of microbes living in the gut, making up almost 1 trillion different bacterial units in our gut, which is incredible. So if you were to spread that all out into a tennis court, it would cover the entire top of the tennis court with bacteria, all the bacteria that's in your gut. Remember, it's about a balance. So the balance between good and bad bacteria. And so anytime the bad bacteria are overgrowing and the good bacteria are undergrowing, this is when we get problems like Candida. We know that some bad bacteria can be triggers for autoimmune disease. This can cause poor digestion. And so really we want to make sure that we're balancing the good and the bad bacteria. The microbes not only feast on the food that we eat, especially complex carbohydrates, but they also produce enzymes to help us break down the food for absorption. So it's not just those digestive enzymes that are produced by the microvilli in the gut, but the bacteria also produce enzymes that help break down the food into smaller particles so they can be readily absorbed through the small intestine for nutrient absorption. So you can see why, in this sense, we've always sort of been trained that bacteria are bad, but in this sense, microbes are very important. And since we know the gut is the seat really of the emotions, the brain, and our immune support, we really need a healthy gut in order to have a healthy functioning system. So why should we incorporate a daily probiotic for digestion? With healthy, good bacteria can help promote better digestion of food, which also helps with absorption of our food. It can be immune supportive because we're supporting our gut health, which balances the good and bad bacteria, so supporting our immune system. It can help us with foods that may be difficult to digest, like dairy, or other things that need lactase to be digested, and we stop producing that enzyme typically around the age of 4, and some people don't make it at all. And it may protect our intestines from digestion diseases. So we're not sure exactly about this science, but we know that children with autism typically come with gut disturbance and that it can cause some neurological changes. We also know that some bad bacteria can be autoimmune triggers and can trigger autoimmune disease. And so it's very important that we have a nice balance between the good and bad bacteria in our gut. Why is doTERRA's probiotic different? So it's made up of 6 good, healthy bacteria that we know help contribute to digestion and balance the flora. But most people don't realize that what they're buying at the drugstore actually dies in the acidic pH of their stomach. So our stomach acid that's produced by our stomach is a very acidic, excuse me, and it will actually kill some of these good bacteria. So this is why doTERRA's probiotic, as you notice, is double encapsulated. So it is a capsule inside of a capsule. And that is so that first capsule can be dissolved in the stomach, and that second one is protected and makes it to the small intestine where we actually want these good bacteria to populate our gut. doTERRA's probiotic is also different because it contains a prebiotic, which is basically the food that these good bacteria feast on. And so that can actually help populate the good bacteria, and that's really what we want. Most people can take 1 of these a day for maintenance health, but some people that may have more severe digestive problems may need 2 to 3 per day. So this has 6 billion CFUs. CFU stands for colony forming units, and that's just another way to describe the types of bacteria, how many bacteria colonies are actually in this probiotic. Next, people always ask me this. Do they have one for kids? Yes, thank goodness. So here we have 6 different probiotic strains in the kids probiotics, and they are micro encapsulated in little powder, natural strawberry melon flavored little packs. My daughter loves them. She thinks they're candy. There's no sugar in them. And that also has a prebiotic in there as well. So this is fantastic for our kids. Now you can also get probiotics from fermented food, but the problem is when you ferment food, it can also ferment bad bacteria. And so we have to be a little bit careful. And now my daughter will drink probiotic pickle juice, but that's about it. So it's really difficult to get your kids to eat kimchi or things like that. So this is a great way to make sure that we're supplementing our kids with good, healthy gut bacteria. Okay, so that is our Wellness Wednesday on probiotics. So sorry that I had to re-record this for the second time, and you guys had to watch it a second time. I wanted to make sure that you got to see the slides. So stay tuned, because next week, Logan Farrell will be teaching us about the Cleanse and Restore Kit. Okay, and she's going to tell us why you may need that if you have more significant gut problems, on how that kit and that Cleanse and Restore program for 30 days can help restore gut health for you. So thank you guys for hopping on live. Stay tuned. We'll do a drawing this week. I saw all of you that hopped on live the first time, so you'll be included in that. So thank you again. If you have any questions, please make sure and post them in the comments below. Have a great Wellness Wednesday.